Hey everybody, welcome back to War Buddies. Welcome back to our Warcaster neo-mechanika global narrative campaign, Jericho Reach Season 2. This is episode 5, which means we are halfway through the season already. I've been having a great time. I've been loving seeing all the battle reports you guys are sending in. If you're interested in being part of the campaign, at the end of the video, I'll talk about that, and we'll talk about your guys' results here in a second. So for this week, we have the first ever three-way tie for first place. March of Worlds got a win against the ISA. AC also got a win against the ISA, putting them on the board for the first week this season. And then the ISA turned around and kicked up a win over the AC themselves. Empyreans, after a very satisfying win last week, decided to take it easy. So we have a three-way tie. Each of those factions will get to roll 8 power dice to get their final tally for the week. And the Empyreans will be second place. They'll roll 6. Highest number is going to win the outlying military outpost as we close in on the civilization populated portion of the Reach, where things could get a little dicey. And if you're going to Warfare Weekend in St. Louis this year, or if you're thinking about maybe going to Warfare Weekend in St. Louis, we are doing a Jericho Reach event there. It's going to be after the final episode of the season, and it is going to be a fight for control of the Lawgiver flagship, which, as we'll find out here in a second, is about to become a lot more involved with events on the Reach. So you will have the opportunity to board it, seize it, crash it, destroy it, put a big pirate flag on it, whatever you want to do. We've got, I think, 5 signups so far, so I'll put a link in the description below. Come in, it's a fun narrative event. There's going to be split boards, secret objectives, all sorts of nonsense. It's going to be a good time. But first, let's take a look at those dice rolls for this week. All right, it is episode 5, and we are here to settle the closest week we've had so far, with Marchers, ISA, and AC all tied for first, and Empyreans coming in second. We're going to go pretty much in that order. So 8 power dice for the Marchers. See what their totals run up to. Marchers get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 points for the Marchers. ISA coming in, same number of dice. Dropped 1. ISA racks up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Coming in just shy of that. AC competing for the first time this season. A little dark horse coming up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We get the Empyreans, technically, coming in second behind a three-way tie for first. The number to beat is 9. And they do not, so Marchers take 3 out of the 4 weeks as we are closing in on the military outposts. So congratulations to the Marchers for taking 3 out of 4 weeks so far in Jericho Season 2. And go and play your games, rally up. At the end of the video, I will tell you guys how to contribute to next week. In the meantime, please enjoy Jericho Reach Season 2, Episode 5.
They will not stop. This is their world, their creation.
Avarice, you know what this place is. You've always known. Tell me.
The Reach is a gateway stretching into the center worlds of the Empyrean sanctuaries. When its storms are loose, they fuel the void gates off-world. But when Raxus activated the gates below, it opened the Reach to the center.
What happens if they take the Reach?
They will turn the storms outwards again, sealing off the core systems and unleashing their armies on the worlds around them.
How do we stop them?
You must abandon thoughts of order, structure, and strategy. The Empyreans are older and wiser than we. You must act as a human would, as a creature of chaos.
Lawgiver Command, come in. I need the location of the oldest, deepest arc well on the Reach that hasn't been sealed.
Commander?
This world is a giant engine. I'm going to shove a wrench into it.
And welcome everyone back to Jericho Reach. Today we are running 7+1 ISA versus Empyreans. So let's take a look at the forces for today. Our hero, our +1, is Taria herself, using the custom rules found in the Jericho Reach sourcebook, linked down in the description below. We got a Paladin commander next to her. We're bringing 2 Weavers this time. We got the variant Weaver out there. Why don't you turn yourself, buddy? You're on camera, try to pose. We've got Paladin Annihilators and their Harbinger Cannon. We've got Squad 1, Paladin Enforcers, pretty standard. And we brought 2 Firebrands because this party needs more Warjacks. We've got our Jack Hunter here. He is Jack Hunter Cortex, the Fusion Blade, Harbinger Cannon on the shoulder, and his shield. Next to him is the aforementioned Shooty Firebrand. He has an Assault Rifle on his arm, Assault Rifle Bayonet combo, technically, the Immolator on his shoulder, and the Grenade Launcher over there. He's also packing the Recon Cortex, which will give him Pathfinder and Revelator, whatever. He ignores Stealth, which for this scenario is going to be a good idea. And over here is Team Empyrean. We are rocking the Oculus, the Fulcrum solos. We've got our Saber Guardians, Saber Strike Force, the Heavy Saber, just sabers all over the place. Our cute little Aerolith there, ready to blow some stuff up. Leading the party is going to be Punchbot. We're giving him a second shot because he did a good job last time, but didn't really get to show his stuff. So we're going to let him punch some Warjacks maybe. Speaking of Warjacks, we've got 2 Demon Warjacks, in keeping with the War Buddies tradition of mostly doing mirror matches. We've got the one you've seen before, Starfire Ray on the back, Plasma Blade, and Trajectile Cannon. Our new guy here, he's got Protean Forge in that arm, very similar to what the Saber is rocking. He's got a Force Generator on top, which is sort of like his Assault Shield, and the Intimidator, I believe is how you say that, which knocks Cypher cards off of units that he hits. He's also running the Hound Cortex, whereas he's running the Eidolon. The Hound gives him, if I can remember correctly, Pathfinder, and he gets Stealth while he is charged. So that will be Team Empyrean. 7+1 versus Team ISA, 7+1. It's going to be an interesting scenario. Let's take a look at the board. And here is our board setup for today. We're running the Skirmish Mission Moon Shadow from the Collision Course book. It is nightfall, it is dark, and it is hard to see. So here's our objective in the center. This is one of the old 2nd generation arc wells. It's been laying disused, but it is now the target of today's operation. Got some of our homemade arc geyser terrain around, and 4 objectives. 1, 2, 3. 4 is on the back. He just gets to be an objective because I couldn't find my 4th little radar dish. So anyways, not gonna talk about him at all. So this is end of activation scoring and escalation scoring. So units have to finish their activation, in control of the objective, then they will score it. They will only score once per pulse round. Since it is kind of dark out here, which you've probably noticed, models that do not have Revelator, whatever, suffer -1 rad for every full 5 inches away they are from their target. This has some spicy potential because the only model I think that I have is the Shooty Firebrand. Nobody else has Revelator. So there will be some very inaccurate shooting at long distances, which encourages you to close the distance, which is gnarly because these objectives are kind of close together. These objectives representing the targeting terminals that Taria and her team have to set up in order to make this an accurate shot from, low orbit. Now, given the Reach is a notoriously volatile place, we'll be playing with the Arc Overload special rule as found in the Jericho Reach sourcebook. What this is when the game starts, you pick out terrain that is basically crawling with arc and dangerous to be around. So for this scenario, all 4 of the arc geysers will count as arc overload terrain. Start of each player's turn, you roll an action die for each piece of terrain. If it comes up Super Strike, that piece of terrain erupts with arc. If it doesn't, you put the dice there, and on the next one, you roll 2. Super Strike on either one will trigger it, and so on and so forth. When arc overload terrain erupts, every unit that has a model within 2 inches must gain 1 arc. You have to charge them. If you can't for whatever reason, then instead their arc relays blow out. They take a POW 5 hit. Every model in the unit takes a POW 5 hit, and you remove all of the arc that's on them. That special rule, much like the Reach itself, is kind of a mixed blessing. We'll see how it goes. We'll show you guys as we go through each one. The ISA did win the role to go first, so they will be going first in today's episode. Moonshadow, welcome back to Jericho Reach. So at the start of ISA turn, we're going to roll for Arc Overload, starting here and going clockwise. So for this first one, nope. Second one, nope. Third, and fourth. All right, so each piece of terrain will gain 1 dice, and on the next round we'll roll 2. ISA Warcaster will put an arc onto the Firebrand, and we'll play Displacement Index on these guys to shuffle them 3 inches immediately. Taria's turn will be nice and simple. She's going to move up, just to tag her activation on that first terminal. That ends her activation, scores 1 point for the ISA. Coming down to these guys, they're going to shuffle up. They only have 4-inch move, so they're going to have to leapfrog a little bit. But it's still enough to get a hold of that objective for a 2nd point. Harbinger cannons are 12-inch range, so the first 2 guys are going to shoot at the demon. The third guy is 13 inches away. Now, since they are 12 inches away, they will be at -2 rat. They're coming in with rat 1, but you know, this is Warcaster, so why not take a shot? First one, 1 strike. Demon in cover on top of his thing. He is fine. Second shot, 1 strike. Demon defense in cover. See, that's what I'm talking about with this freaking game. He is armor 4. And they don't wound him. In hindsight, it would have been better to charge them so they could ignore cover, but you know, their whole point was just to shuffle up and tag that objective, and they did a great job. Second card is going to be Retribution Intercessor. This is an ISA specific card. You slap it on a Warjack for the round, and if a warrior model dies within 5 inches of him, he gets to move 3 inches and make an attack. Somewhat predictably, the Annihilators will drop a 5 arc gate just to get this party started. For the Empyrean turn, we're going to check for terrain again, starting same sequence, but now rolling 2 dice. Nothing for the first one. Back corner. Nothing. Corner. Nothing, and corner. All right, there's super strikes for this one, so this terrain explodes into arc energy, which will immediately charge this unit. Empyrean Warcaster kind of likes the sound of that, so he'll put a 2nd arc on him. And then he'll open up with his Starfire Ray via Aggression Theorem into the squad that just shot at him. He likewise does not have Revelator, whatever. So he's down to rat 2 with 2 arc. Actually, strafe roll first. No strafe, just the 1 shot. Pretty decent shot though, 5 strikes. Defense 3. Oh, 4 of them get through. Not going to say it's a bad day to be a paladin, but it's not a great day to be a paladin. POW 4. Yep, you are done. Over here in the back, Corvus will move up, take this objective, giving the Empyreans their first point. Now the demon will move up 6 inches. He's going to use the jump, so he simply moves 6 and then falls 2 inches. So he'll take a POW 2 hit that he's not terribly concerned about. 2. Oh, this freaking game. This is turn 1. This is pulse round 1, turn 1. We're dealing with this. So he takes a damage, and worse, because he's a Warjack or a solo, he gets an activation token. Because he just broke his ankle somehow on a 2-inch fall. But he is going to use Impulse Inducer to get rid of that. Corvus drops a gate, 4 arc. He doesn't want to use the 5th arc because that's the last one they have. And just in case this erupts again, we don't want it to break him. Make him worse than he already did, jumping off this thing. Good lord. All right, moving into turn 2, ISA. Looking for this one, it is built up to 3. Still no super strikes. Back corner, also built up to 3. Nothing. And corner again. Nothing. This one's erupted, so it's back down to 1. And it goes off again. It puts their last arc onto this guy. So if this triggers again, he's taking a POW 5 hit and dumping all his arc. I'll say this, if you guys start playing with arc overload terrain, you get to be really conscious. Like that gate is like 2.5 inches away from that geyser for very, very good reason. I say Warcaster puts a second arc onto the Warjack. At speed 6, he'll simply shuffle up to about there. Thus in place, he's going to start unloading shots into the demon in front of him. Starting off with the assault rifle, going to open up. He is Rat 4, 2 charge because he has Revelator. He does not care about it being dark out here. Good shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikes. And it still counts as cover because he is charged. And he blocks it. Bravo. Coming in with a grenade launcher. Only 2 there. Defense roll. Blocks that 2. Let's go to blast damage. Blast damage is POW 3 against armor 4. And just shy of it. Let's get this shoulder fire immolator into the party. Coming in hot, so to speak. And not that hot. 4 strikes. Defense. Blocks it again. Magnificent work. Granted, that's probably because he's cocooned in bright blue energy from having been zapped by this terrain. That's going to end his turn, and we'll use Aggression Theorem to fire the immolator one more time. See if we can't score a win. Let's try this again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 strikes. Oh, this is your debut for the season, man. This is rough. So let's go ahead and spawn out of this gate while we're here in the neighborhood, apparently. And what we get is Squad 1 with their attachment buddy and the Stabby Firebrand. Taria will drop a 3 arc gate thusly. All right, time to cook off some terrain. Starting in the same order, we've got 4 dice on those 3 and then 1 on this one. First one up. Nothing. That one's getting dangerous. Next corner. Nothing as well. Next corner. All right, that one kicks off. Unfortunately, the Empyreans don't have any arc in the well, so he will immediately take a POW 5 hit since he cannot be charged. And he takes a damage. Welcome to the Reach. And finally exploded, make explode face. Oh, don't do it again. Not 3 times in a row. Ah, this is agony. Okay, there we go, we're okay. All right, so this is the Empyrean turn 2, and obviously they've decided to kind of gamble by coming down this way to contest this one instead of going for the easy one up front. And yeah, that probably would have worked a little bit better if he had actually finished at a turn instead of spraining his ankle. But such is life. He will play Extinction Mandate. This gives him the Relentless rule, so when he destroys someone with a melee attack, he can move 2 inches. Not a huge deal for this guy, because all he's going to do is shuffle up to here and start stabbing. This range, he doesn't really care about minimized rat or mat, so here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 strikes against defense 3. You are in for a bad day. 5 red, 5 white. Yep. So you're going to go take a nap. Not right here. Take a nap off the board. And then he'll be allowed to move 2 inches, just in case there was any doubt about him being in range for that one. With the rest of his guns, he's going to try to clear the objective. So Starfire Ray is going to go into that Paladin Annihilator, rolling for strafe. Strafe roll. Come on, 2 strafe, 2 strafe. Yeah, 1 strafe's not bad. Really, he just has to take out him, and he's good. First shot. 3 strikes. Defense roll. 3 strikes. You're not off to a good start, buddy. Brave shot will go into the nearest Paladin Enforcer, the one right in front of him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Better. Defense roll. That's going to sting. This can be 4. POW 4. And you are also out. It's worth noting that that guy was 6 inches away from him. He's got the Retribution Intercessor up, but it only has a range of 5 inches. phase projectile cannon into this guy. If he can take him out, then he will hold the objective and score it. Here we go. That is not bad. 1, 2, 3, 6. Defense 3. 4 of them get through, but it's only POW 3. Still more than enough. So he will drop, but he drops within 5 inches of this guy, which triggers Retribution Intercessor. So he gets to move up 3 inches, make 1 attack. Thankfully for this guy, 3 inches doesn't quite get him close enough to contest the objective. That would have just been funny. And he's going to shoot the Immolator into him again. The biggest insult to injury here is going to be if he cooks him outright with this shot. Go figure. All right, 2 arc charge, rat 4. Probably not going to happen at 5 strikes. Still counts as being cover. Yeah, he blocks it yet again. So that will score this objective for the Empyreans, making this a tie game at 2-2. And will immediately expire Retribution Interceptor. A 4 arc gate over here that is going to start doing some nonsense. Nonsense looks a lot like an Oculus and a unit of Saber Guardians, which with their attachment to arc gate getting dropped by Corvus. Starting up the arc overload show. So over here has stored up 4 dice. We're going to roll 5. Any super strikes? Super strikes. No one's around, so it just clears it off. Same thing with the gate up there. Super strikes. On measuring, that gate got placed a little too close, and the rule says you must charge, not you may charge. So it's going to go up to a 4 arc gate. Far back corners down to 1. It's fine. And the one here is at 2. It's fine. ISA will charge this firebrand. That is their last arc that's not on the board. He's going to do his best to try to dismantle the thing right next to him immediately. And when I say it's dismantle, he's going to spike for Jack Hunter. It means he loses his power die from being charged, but as long as his attacks target an enemy warjack, he gains 3 action die instead. Look at the stabby sword at rat 4. Yeah, this is pretty good. That is 5 strikes. 5 strikes against defense 3. 1 gets through. His POW 5 against armor 4. And he takes another one. Giving him the shield bash. Only 2. Defense 3. And he blocks it, but just barely. Shooting the Harbinger cannon. It's a little bit better, 5 strikes. By being right next to him, he counts as being covered because the demon is charged. And once again, just enough to block it. This guy is the most defensive demon I've ever seen. Although, given what's been happening to him lately, I can't say I blame him. And with that done, he'll move 6 inches up. Come over here to pick a fight with Corvus. Over here, we're going to dump a bunch of solos out of this gate, giving us a little clustered up HQ crowd over here, the Paladin Commander and both of the Weavers. ISA is actually not going to drop a gate right now for reasons which are unknown to anyone but them. Reasons. So they can keep 4 arc in the well right now. Empyreans turn 3, we're going to go around the horn for the terrain. That one erupts, but no one's around it. Back corner there. Nothing happens. That one's got 1 stored up. Nothing happens. This one has 2 stored up. And it erupts. Nobody's in 2 inches because they've gotten wise. Empyrean Warcaster is going to charge up the unit of Saber Guardians. Speed 6 Oculus will duck around here. Thusly. And yeah, he'll shoot at the Paladin Commander, because why not? It's less than 5 inches away, so his full rat 3. That's 2. Wow! Boy, it came out swinging. Paladin Commander, defense 3. Can you do the same trick? Not even close. It's going to be embarrassing as crap for you, dude, if this little scummy fury slinging squid whoops you like he just did. Kids, never underestimate taking a random shot with your Weaver units. Backwards finishes his activation there, which will give them 1 more point, making this a 3-2 game Empyreans. We followed by the Demon Warjack at speed 6. Oculus will then throw Null Collider at this first Weaver. Doesn't really care about the arc, he doesn't have any arc, but just trying to knock him off the board. Focus 4, 1 arc in the tank. This Oculus is on fire. 5 strikes, defense 3. 3 of them get through at POW 3. Roll straight into it. Okay, only hurts him once though. Here at the back spits out his 2 arc and a heavy saber. Corvus drops 2 arc gate right up there. That is pulse round 1. So quick surge by the ISA, took 2 points. Nice. The Empyreans were able to counterattack with a Warjack to steal point and then take those 2. So it is 3-2 in favor of the Empyreans. As it is still dark, the ground is still tearing up with arc, and we are rolling into pulse round 2. Out of ISA turn, we're going to go around the horn with the terrain. Number 1. Nope. Number 2, we got 1 stored up there. Oh, I was hoping that one wouldn't go off. Thankfully, the ISA had some arc to spare, so the gate gets 1. Each of the Weavers gets 1. Come on. There we go. Corner here has 2. It erupts as well. The Empyrean's last arc has to go into this guy. Front corner here. It's fine, he'll store up 1 for next round. We're going to charge the Firebrand. I'm going to play Devotion Paradigm on the Annihilators. So at the start of each of the ISA turns, for this pulse round, we will bring one of them back. We're going to start with this Paladin Weaver up front, the injured one, who's going to shoot his shooty gun into the Oculus. Shooting being the normal function of a shooty gun. He's just outside 5 inches, so he's down to rat 2. Still a decent shot with 3 strikes. Oculus being defense 3. Doesn't block any of it. I was that the Warjacks aren't scratching each other at all, and the mages are about here shooting 50 cals out of their pistols. Anyways, POW 3. And hurts him once. That done, feeling very proud of himself, he's going to swing around back to here. There we go. He's going to spike to use realignment codex, so he can either charge or remove arc off of a nearby unit. And he would actually love to clear that arc off that gate because it's not needed right now. But yeah, the problem is it's off of friendly units, and to my understanding, the gate is not a unit, it's just a model. So he will instead take the arc off of the other Weaver, putting both arc back into the well. Who then ends his activation here, scoring this objective and bringing the ISA up to 4 points. Meanwhile, this Jack understands his priorities. He's going to open up again, we're going to try this again, on the Demon. Starting with the battle rifle. Okay, that's a decent shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikes. Charge still counts as being cover. Blocks 4. 4 need to show 4 strikes to bring him down. And brought down he is. Crumples to the ground. That tried to eat his health. That was a delightful turn of events, so he will shoot the grenade launcher and the immolator into Corvus. Setting off the grenade launcher first. Yeah, well, that's not that impressive. Target is defense 2. Yeah, so he still hit him. 3 against armor 4. And Punchbot is fine. The collateral damage will tag that 1 Saber Guardian. And he's fine too. Firing at the immolator at Corvus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, Punchbot. That is not how you block anything. 4 get through. L5 against armor 4. And still only hurts him once, but he is now on fire. And he will move here for his movement, finishing his activation and picking up another 2 points, bringing ISA to 6. Gate is going to drop 1 more arc, bring out another Paladin Commander, who is probably not feeling great about his chances. The Weaver over there by the gate is going to try to tag the Oculus with Null Collider. since they have 3 arc in the well. 3 arc, focus 4. Beautiful shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Defense 3. Blocks 3 of them. Okay, 5 get through. Your odds are not great, but it is only a POW 3 attack. Never mind. He who lives by the Null Collider dies by the Null Collider. I say once again, not bringing out gates. This one's doing a decent job right now, but the bigger problem is, and this is part of the issue, I'd say the issue, a strategy with Warcaster. They have 4 dead squad members. They have just enough members of each squad to keep them on the board technically. So Devotion Paradigm is going to start bringing back the Annihilators here shortly. Otherwise, they're just going to have to kind of chill. Speaking of the opposite of chill, let's make the ground explode. Starting this one. Nope, he's going to get another one to build up. Guy in the back. Nope, he's going to build up to 1. Back corner. Nope, and this guy. He does explode, but I don't think there's anyone within 2 inches. There is not. We're going to roll straight into Empyreans. For the Empyreans, they're going to charge up Punchbot, and he's going to try to live up to his name and come punch something. Also, we're going to put Plexus Densifier on these guys because their job is just going to be to camp that objective. The Corvus is mat 4 down to mat 3 because he's on fire. He is charged and he's attacking an enemy Warjack, so per the Gladiator rule, 2 free power die. Coming in at the Firebrand, Punchy Fist number 1. 4 strikes. Firebrand defense 3. Ooh, blocks 2 of them. Do we want to spike? Yes. We're going to spike to reroll that. See if we can't get higher than 2. That never works that well. All right, beautiful. Punchy Fist number 2. Okay, 4 strikes. Defense 3. Ooh, 3 of them get through. His fists are POW 4. For he is the punch bout of Song and Legend. And 1, 2, 3, 4 hurts him once. Punchbot gonna use his Teleforce Blaster. It's not a melee attack, so no Guardian dice or Gladiator dice. Good shot though, 6 strikes. 6 strikes versus 2, so 4 get through. Punchbot is going to spike. It will just slam him backwards 3 inches. He will collide with terrain and give us an extra red die. Rolling a whole mess of die. We've got he beat him by 4, slamming into terrain. It's a POW 4 weapon. If we can show 8 strikes, that'll drop him. Here's 1, nope, just 1 more. Takes him down to 1 health remaining. We're here on the back line. Demon Warjack is going to move up. Is 6 inches. And start shooting his Intimidator, whatever. He's going to shoot at the Paladin Commander, because that's the custom around here. With Rat 3, since he's just outside of 5 inches, plus 1 arc charge with the Intimidator, whatever. Pronounce stuff however you want, folks. 5 strikes. Defense 3. Blocks 1. Oh, 4, and this might just be the how many Paladin Commanders can we delete show. No, he only hurts him once. Shooting the Force Generator from his back. Same target. Even better shots. Good lord. I'm so sorry, buddy. Look at you showing up to work bright and early, right where you're supposed to be. And you can just take a day. Just take a day. That will end his activation, which will score 2 points, bringing the Empyreans to 5 to the ISA's 6. This gate up here is going to drop this Warjack back into the party. Away from the Archgeisers, because he's scared of them now. Since the Empyreans have successfully moved away from basically all of the gates for the Geysers, they're going to put a 4 arc gate, because they've only got about 4 arc left to send out. ISA turn 2, we're going to do the terrain here. This one erupts, no one's in range, so we'll just clear it off. Back corner there, stored up 1. Nothing happens, so it is going to store up another one. This guy over here, He does erupt, but again, no one's nearby. And finally, this guy down here, he erupts as well, but we've already measured, so no one. When it comes to Arc Overload terrain, it's really a matter of either you play to it and hope it charges you up, or you just run away from it. Start the ISA turn, Devotion Paradigm brings back one of the Annihilators. ISA Warcaster is going to charge up Taria. And the opening card will be Dominion Imperative. So we play this, every friendly solo can immediately move 2 inches, which is basically just going to be this cluster right here. But now it's time for a bold play, and if you've watched this channel for a while, you know bold play is code for John's going to do something stupid. We're going to try to seize both of the remaining objectives, and it's technically doable, if a bit implausible. First off, Taria is going to advance up and showdown with the demon. All right, Taria's coming in at mat 4 with 1 arc charge. 3 strikes. Defense 3 on the demon. Oh, nothing. He has a force generator on his back, bringing him up to armor 5. Taria is charged, so her weapons gain armor break, so he is now armor 4. And hurts him one more time. Your pulse cannon, point blank range, because that's how Taria rolls. 3. He counts as being covered because he's charged. And blocks it. Trying to break armor 4 with the blast damage of a POW 3 weapon. Not quite. Well, the other half of Operation Let's Do Something Dumb, I should really stop naming things, is this Firebrand. It's going to run up to here. Slide right around Punchbot. He's fully expecting to get hit in the back of the head, but all he has to do is succeed at this once. He's got to take out those first 2 guys, and they are running Plexus Densifier, so they are both armor 5. Mat 4 into the first one. 4 strikes. Defense 3. 3 even get through. 3 red dice and POW 5 weapon. He gets armor 5. And he gets the first one barely. That is half your way to victory there. His Harbinger Cannon, that's going to come in as a strafe weapon. Gets 2 strafe. He's going to shoot the important one first with 4 strikes. Defense 3. Okay, 1 gets through. You to see 5 strikes on these dice, and it will be an ISA objective. We do not. Shot against the Aerolith. Strafe shot, 3 strikes. Defense 3. 1 gets through. My little Aerolith. He's fine too. The other strafe hit. 3 strikes. And blocked. Field bash into Punchbot. 1. Only defense 2. And blocked. All right, so here we have an interesting case of John kind of messed up, and I'm sure some of you have probably already spotted this. This unit hasn't activated yet since they got deployed, which means I deployed them too close to that objective, because you're not allowed to hold an objective when you deploy. You have to be at least 1 inch away. So that was my bad, like pulse round 1, deploy them too close. So technically we should just give that objective to the ISA because they should be close enough. But the thing is, if they weren't covering the objective, I wouldn't have moved Corvus away to try to take down the Warjack. So normally I ask you guys a strategy question. I'm gonna ask you a gaming sportsmanship question. How would you handle this if this was a situation at your table? So you forget, you mess up a rule and all that. It's way too far to try to dial it back. What do you do? In my case, there's no point in arguing with my opponent because my opponent is me. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do a dice. On a 4, 5, or 6, we're gonna let the ISA have it because they shouldn't have been that close. On a 1, 2, or 3, we're just gonna move him, or we're gonna count him as being on the objective. And that's just how we're gonna settle this. Okay, Budgie Face it is, how very symbolic. That is going to be an ISA objective. We have moved him farther away so he's not holding the objective anymore, and the ISA goes to 8 now to the Empyrean 5. And then over here, the Weaver is going to use Pyrokinetic Surge to finish this off, shooting the Demon. 3 arc in the tank. Focus 4, beautiful shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, the demon is charged, so he counts as a cover. I can't block it. 3 of them get through. 3 and 3, but we have to show 5 strikes in order to drop him. And there it is. So Blast comes around, cooks his cortex off. He slumps. Unfortunately, this is not into pulse round activation. Taria can't score that point. For the 3rd time, we're going to pull the Paladin Commander out of this gate, which will finally collapse it. ISA has 4 arc in the tank now. Eschatonic Well is on standby, which if you don't know what it is, we'll take a quick moment. They can cast this once per game to throw down a gate up to 3 arc. They don't really have anyone to throw out right now, so they're going to hold on to that card and their arc moving into next turn. Let's do some terrain rolls. Going around the horn as usual. Charged, you have 2 built up on you. Here we go. Those 2 models are now charged. 1 die each for the remainder. No and yes. No one's in range of this one. This was a no, so we'll charge you. Empyreans are going to charge this Warjack just to put his little I'm always in cover shield up. No help for the Cypher cards. We're going to go straight into this. 1, 2. Actually, no, we're going to shoot first before we go moving. We got a blast weapon in here. Guardian's going to shoot the Reticulum. It's a high intensity weapon, so they get a bonus red die. It has 3 strikes. Does 3 in the Firebrand. Blocks it. Okay. 2nd Guardian. Same target. Much better. 5 strikes. Firebrand defense 3. 4 get through. That's going to probably suck. Trying to break armor 4 with 4 and 4. There we go. Cores him right through the cortex. Good thing too, because we didn't want to risk accidentally glancing Punchbot with that shot. These guys will move up, surround the objective, giving the Empyreans 7 to the ISA's 8. Heavy Saber, simply going to walk around in here. Punchbot's on his last legs, and we don't want to count on infantry to hold anything, so he'll just stop. And out of this gate, we're going to dump some reinforcements onto the field, dropping 4 arc off of it. Bringing back the demon who was just removed a minute ago, the Fulcrum and the Oculus. And Punchbot the gate dispenser. We'll put one right here. 3 arc. ISA moving on to turn 3. Let's do some terrain explosions. All right, that burst is going to go back down. Nothing going on the top there. Now we got 2 fully charged units, so hopefully this doesn't go off. It goes off. The Reach itself is still very angry about this whole invasion the ISA did earlier, so we're going to start with the Paladin Commander. Takes POW 5 hit. He gets hurt once, but lives. The Weaver, same thing. He gets hurt once, but lives. Their arc relays blow out in a bright flash of energy, draining their arc, dealing 1 damage each. Next terrain does not. Put another charge on you. And this last one we don't really care about, but it builds up 1. And per Devotion Paradigm, we get Annihilator back. Gonna charge up Shooty Guy to 3 and cast Impulse Inducer to give him his shootiness. He's gonna unload on these guys, shooting the grenade launcher first at the Heavy Saber. Full arc charge, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a good hit, defense 3. 5 get through. Break armor 4, 3 health. And armor 4 broken once. We now go to the weird top-down view. We can establish that Corvus is the next target, followed by, looks like the Guardian on the left. Lateral damage on Corvus, armor 4. That was close. Guardian, armor 5 because Plexus Densifier. They are fine. Use Battle Rifle into Corvus. Very good shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Against defense 2. That's going to sting a little bit in the facial area. Quite possibly. That's just a lot of dice. I don't know why I'm rolling this many dice. 4. Oh, wow. Okay, so we just barely killed him anyways. Armor 4, folks. Corvus, I'm sorry, you're having a tough time. You may want to look at relocating to somewhere less shooty than this planet. Our shot will be Immolator into Heavy Saber. Do we want to do that? Do we want to do this? Yeah, we'll do Heavy Saber because he's in cover. Heavy Saber. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 strikes, defense 3. Oh, don't show blank. Don't do blank. Don't be. Oh, dear Lord. The theme of this season is John trying to roll too many dice. We need to show 8 strikes. He has 2 health left, armor 4. He's on fire, incidentally. He doesn't care about being on fire because he's dead. Man, such a majestic entrance too. The conclusion of that, he's actually going to stay right there because if he gets any closer, he risks being tagged by this gate and losing all his arc because he's fully charged. And he doesn't want to get too close to this guy or any of that nonsense. He's happy where he is. Speaking of being happy, move up to here. Gonna take a shot with his handgun because we've established that those are the strongest weapons in the game. Sorry, Taria. At 3. 2 strikes. It is not charged. Folks, go get yourself whatever handgun the Weavers are using these days. Armor 5, though. Oh, he almost got him. His activation there, giving the ISA 10. Just put some added pressure on this flank. We're going to throw down Escalation Well, the card of legend. For the warrior model, you little buddy, places a gate within 5 inches. He's going to drop it right here. Go load it with up to 3 arc. We'll put 2 arc onto it. Not that it's going to be here for very long. We go to reinforcements and immediately drop a firebrand out of that gate. Welcome to Escalation Well. That card is now removed from game. It does not go in the discard pile, so it is gone. Drop the insurance gate with 2 arc up there to the north. Closes out ISA's pulse round 2. Let's go around the horn with the terrain. No. No. 3 built up. No, interesting. Build up one over there, and no, nothing erupts. All right, Empyreans, bit of a spot, unfortunately. They are down 3 points right now. And unfortunately, getting to this objective, unlikely. Getting to this one and getting all those dudes off of it, highly unlikely. So mostly they're just gonna be setting up for a big surge on the final pulse round. And to do that, Demon Warjack is gonna charge 1 arc. Oculus is gonna look back over his shoulder, question mark, and throw Cacophonic Delineation at the firebrand that just arrived. If he hits and damages, the Warjack suffers system failure. 1 arc in the tank. Decent shot with 4 strikes. Defense 3. Ooh, 3 get through. Armor 4, it has to damage to trigger system failure. And it does. Take 1 damage on you. 5 or 6 is the melee weapons. It's the melee weapons. We'll get to roll here in a minute to see if that expires, but if it doesn't, then he's going into pulse round 3 with 1 gun. It's one of the cases where we see what we've learned so far, because the demon's gonna go next, and he's gonna advance, which means he's gonna fall. Take a POW 2 hit, which may or may not break part of him, and end his turn. So he's actually going to shoot and not worry about the sword right now, because his only target for the sword is this guy. So phase projectile cannon into the firebrand, the shooty firebrand. 2 strikes. Firebrand defense 3. And blocks it. As well, because I forgot to lower his rat. He is down 1 rat. For the Starfire Array, same target. Strafe. No strafe. Dang. Tough luck, buddy. 2 strikes. Defense 3 on the Warjack, the firebrand. He's fine. Well, you might as well get in there. So he's going to come out. He's going to drop down. And let's make a roll. It's a 1 in 36 chance. I mean, what are the freaking odds it'll happen again, right? He's fine. Yellow activation is going to be the Oculus swinging around here, taking a shot at the other Weaver with his little gun. Got 2 because he's more than 5 inches away. Nothing. Okay. Didn't play Malediction Rubric on Taria, actually. It's a POW 4 hit. Enemy Cypher cards expire. She doesn't have any, but it's a POW 4 hit. Focus 4, 1 arc in the tank. Ooh, good shot. 6, 7 strikes. Taria's defense 3, but she has a rule called We Will Endure against models with a larger base size than her. She gets +1 def, +1 armor, so she is D4 now. And 7 strikes, blocks 4 of them, making her armor 4. And hurts her once. All right, reinforcements coming out of the gate. This gate has 3 arc on it. Bringing out the Saber, strike 4s, leaving 1 arc in the gate, because the only other person we have to pull out is the Heavy Saber. A 2 arc gate here to contest with the ISAs. That wraps it for Pulse Round 2. What a turn. We have swung back. ISA is now in the lead by 3 points. Everything's worth 3 points this round, so the Empyreans need to take 3 of the 4 objectives just to tie the game. So, yeah, this we're gonna do some math. We'll do some playing around and see what we do. Most folks have wisened up and moved away from the terrain, but we got a few people still out here, so let's check. Built up 1 on that one. It's fine. You'll charge up to 2. This one we got Paladin Commander in range. All right, it's fine. Charge you another one. This guy over here, packing 3, so we're gonna roll 4 dice, and it doesn't go off. That's big because we have 2 Empyrean units in range of that thing. Coming down here, we've only got 1 on this one. 2 dice. Doesn't go off. It's gonna get kind of tense. We've got people in range of 3 of the arc, and so far it's just building up. Very importantly, let's go ahead and roll to see if the condition expires from melee. On a blank, it will expire. It does not. That is terrible news for that Warjack. All right, we're gonna keep an eye on the map here. It's not looking good for the Empyreans, but let's see how things pan out this first couple of turns. ISO Warcaster charging up the Annihilators, and we'll give them the Parabellum Chrysalis. So while they're securing an objective, which they are, they add 2 power dice to their melee and ranged attack rolls. Lasts the entire pulse round. They're gonna hunker in tight into around this objective and start opening up on the Saber Strike Force. First one, it's gonna target the center guy. Roll for strafe. Gets 1 strafe. Rat 3, 1 arc charge plus Parabellum Chrysalis. Opening up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Charge to ignore cover. 2 get through on a POW 4 weapon. Come on. And first contestant is already down. I just dropped a bunch of models. Now we're gonna attack the guy back behind there. Same kind of roll. It's gonna be 3 and 3 because of all the modifiers. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikes again. Defense 3. Ooh, 4 get through. POW 4. Armor 3. So the first shooter takes out 2 of their targets. Or the next one is going to go into the Demon Warjack. Do they get a strafe on the gate? No strafe. It's going to be 3 and 3 again. Only 4. But no cover, even though he's charged. He blocks it. Third guy, strafe. 1 strafe. We'll deal with the Warjack first. Good shot. 6 strikes. Defense 3. Okay, 3 get through. On armor 4. Ooh, good shot. Almost enough to take 2 on him. Strafe shot into the gate. Good shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Defense 3 on the gate. 2 get through. Gate is armor 5. And takes 1, which will remove the gate. There he is. And their activation with a job well done is score 3 more points for the ISA, bringing them to 13. Meanwhile, up here, Taria is going to cut loose with her blast cannon into the demon. Under that, rat 3 because of the distance. 1 arc charge. 4 strikes. He is in cover. But she hits by 1. L3 against armor 4 because she has armor break. Nope, not on that one. Blast damage going against the Oculus at armor 2. And she kills the Oculus with the blast damage. Just catches him, tosses him into the geyser. Vapor. Fulcrum's gonna be armor 3. And the Fulcrum is fine. Taria will finish up, not moving. Call it a win right where she is. Scoring that point, bringing them up to 16 for the ISA. And then the Weaver will shoot instability equation into the demon. There's 4, but no arc in the tank. Dangerous thing to do in this scenario. 2, we are in cover. And he blocks it. Let's go to POW 4, blast damage against armor 5. Just shy. The ISA has no reinforcements to bring in and no arc to put a gate down, so we're just gonna skip right past that part of the show. That does also leave them very, very vulnerable to the arc overload rule. So, dude, I am so sorry if this wipes you here in a second, because that has 2 dice on it already. It's just, you need a new job, man. You'll have come out 3 times, just got pasted each time. Let's go around the horn. 2 dice, let's store it up on this one. Nothing, so that's gonna go to 3 dice. 2 dice in the back for the life of Paladin Commander. He's okay. All right, charge you up to there. This one over here has 4 dice sitting on it, so we're gonna roll 5. It goes off. Thankfully, they have exactly 2 arc, so 1 arc for the demon, 1 arc for the gate. Last contestant does not go off, going up to 3 arc on you. All right, the Empyreans have no arc to charge anyone because their arc just jumped onto the field there. The Fulcrum. Fulcrum is going to shoot at the Weaver. They're at 3 for distance. 3 strikes. Defense 3 on the Weaver. 2 get through. It is a POW 4. And he gets him. That already injured. So we're just going to take you off. And Fulcrum is going to come back over here. Help cover this objective. Close it out. Score 3 for the Empyreans, putting them to 10. This very angry Warjack is going to storm forwards, do his best to dispose of Taria. He is mat 4, he's got 2 arc on him. He's choosing the armor piercing use for his arm. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikes. It is defense 4 because he has a larger base size than she does. Here we go. 2 get through. 2 get through on a POW 3 weapon. She is armor 4 because he's bigger base size, down to armor 3 because he has armor piercing. Here we go, armor 3. Gets her once, she's got 1 health left. Rat 4, 2 arc. 1, 2, 3, 4 strikes. Defense 4. 1 gets through. POW 3 against armor 4. Doesn't do it. You have 1 last shot there, buddy. Charge up that arm and see if you can't knock her off this spot. Shooting the Intimidator. 3 strikes. Defense 4. She's fine. Terrible news for the Empyreans as Taria holds her ground with 1 health left. His activation ends and he is not in control of that objective. Use Mortality Destabilizer to return the lost member of this squad to the objective. The gate here up north spits out the Heavy Saber and an Oculus. Final insurance gate goes here. I say turn, let's roll for some terrain effects. We've got 3 dice built up on this one. And yet it does not go. Charge you up. We got 3 dice built up on that one, and a poor paladin still in the way. He's fine. Everything's getting ready for some massive explosion or something. The one in the back needs to go off. Nope. Charge up 1. And this guy down here, 4. He does go off. Empyreans have 1 arc left, they can charge him. ISA has no arc in the well, so POW 5 hit on the firebrand. Number 4. He's hurt again. All right, there's no arc to charge anybody with, so we're gonna go straight to the Cypher Cards Ascension Catalyst on this little duder here, putting him up to speed 8 with flight. As he rockets forward like a rocket man and lands here where he's gonna do some work. He's got 5 people to clear out. With grenade launcher into the Aerolith. Yeah, good opener. 6 strikes. Defense 3. Nope, 4 get through. Or 4, little guy. And he's out. Power shot into the Saber Guardian. He's out as well. And collateral shot into the Fulcrum. He's fine. Rifle bayonet, he's gonna use the bayonet first. For obvious reasons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Defense 3. 3 of them get through. Bayonet is POW 3. Armor 3. Done. The battle rifle into the surviving Saber Guardian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Defense 3. Yeah, blocks 4 of them. Well done. 3 get through. POW 4 weapon. Armor 3. You are out too. All the bad luck dice rolls have worn off in this guy, and he is now just shredding. Immolator into the Fulcrum. God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Defense 3. Box 2. 6 get through. POW 5. 6 get through. We need to show 8 to drop him. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 8 on the dot. Amazing display from the firebrand. Lands there, cleans house, puts his foot on the objective. Over here, he's going to shuffle about 1 centimeter, put his foot on the objective, and score another 3 points. That brings the ISA to 19 points, and that makes it pretty much impossible for the Empyreans to catch up. That was a stupendous display that scored all available objectives. Even if the Empyreans can manage to score all of them, which they're not, they could get this one with some effort, but that would require that Warjack to do something cool, which we just saw. They also do have to get this one, and they still wouldn't be able to catch up. So that is a resounding ISA victory, securing the terminals, establishing the targeting uplink as the lawgiver looms overhead. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you want to be part of the whole Jericho Reach global campaign and help determine how things are going to go out and play games between now and midnight Saturday. Snap a photo of some sort, just to kind of prove that you played the game, and email the results to me at warbudgies@yahoo.com. We do ask that you limit to 1 submission per person per week, but what that does mean is you and your buddy can play 2 games back to back, and then you each send in your results, if you like. That's up to you guys. I'm just here to tell you the results, tell a story, and have fun along the way. So thank you guys as always for watching. Go play games, go have fun, and we'll see you next time on Jericho Reach.